Welcome back to Main Street Living, ladies. We are having a great show today. A lot of fun, too, right?
Always.
Some would say too much. Yeah.
Look, now, Cheryl, you have cats, and I know I used to own a cat before he passed away. But the reason why I've always had cats, Danielle, personally, is because I don't have the patience to train man's best friend. So,
well, fortunately, you don't have to have the patience. Our next package here, we're going to take a look at a certified personal dog trainer, Alyssa Rose. She actually started in human mental health. So she's going to talk a little bit about the psychological parallels between humans and dogs, if you can believe it.
Here. I've always loved studying, learning, behavior, and motivation. There are certain behavioral problems that result in a certain sense of frustration from people. And that frequently, when we look at why those behaviors are occurring in the first place, we develop a better understanding of why they're occurring, and it can help us create a stronger connection with that individual. I started off working in human mental health, and then I transitioned to dog training. And one of the things that really appealed to me about it is that there are a lot of parallels between the psychological principles that you're applying in both areas. And I really love that. And that is what brought me to start Legends Dog Training in 2010, where my primary focus is in behavior modification. I think a huge part of why we train with our dogs, in many cases, it's to work through certain behavioral challenges. But it's also just because we want to enjoy a stronger connection with our dog. And so making sure that the dog is engaged and enjoying that learning process is extremely important. How has training been going this past week? Online training can take place in many different formats. It can be private sessions, it can be online group classes, and it can also be self-study courses. So you can see right here, online group classes meet once a week for about 1 hour, and the duration is usually about 6 weeks in length.
She watches all of us through the videos. As you're doing that, she's guiding every single one of us. And she points out specifically our dogs and what they're doing and what we can do to make it a little better.
The first few weeks are really going to be focused around establishing a base or establishing a foundation with their dogs. In the second half of the class, I like to start to talk about how some of those foundation skill sets begin to factor into real life situations where we're looking for calmer, more attentive behavior from our dogs. The feedback that I get from my clients is that their dog loves learning.
Every single time I have a training session with Elisa, Kevin sees me take out my computer and he gets so excited. Even right now, you can see him behind me playing. It's because he thinks that it is his time to train, and he is so ecstatic.
One of the really neat things about training in this way is that as we are all feeling a little bit more disconnected right now because of COVID-19, training in this way gives us a chance to connect with other people in a community, but it also gives you a chance to connect with your dog in a much deeper way. And so I think that these classes really can benefit both people and their dogs on so many different levels.
Virtual training. Who knew? Who knew you could do virtual dog training lessons?
I think that's a great idea, because I've known friends who have dogs and they probably need some training. So definitely something you can take advantage of.
I think every day we're learning something new you can do from home. And I don't even know if we're going to want to leave our homes after this is over. Do we even need to do any of these things? Yeah.
Yeah, my patience may change now. I mean, that was a pretty cool video.
Yeah, that was really good, guys. And, I love spending time with my cats. Everybody knows that I'm the cat lady. And some people might be thinking, well, maybe now is the time to get a new best friend. So if you're thinking about adopting or even fostering during the pandemic, you'll want to stay tuned to see this next segment coming up on Main Street Living. Don't go away.